man.
Kill you! I've just seen death!
Do you know what the most frightening thing in the world is?
What's up, man?
What's up, everybody?
All hundreds of fans watching. The only reason I went live is because Henry said, I want to watch you guys live from my house. I'm like, oh, fuck it, we'll go live. Yeah. Dude, I realized today I've started wearing like my around the house pants up to my belly button, and I realized I'm at that stage in my life now. It's just like... Well, and I also want to do it while I'm out and about. I'm just like, It's really a point in your life where you've given up.
It's kind of weird for some reason, you know?
Well, it just reminds me of seeing old people when I was young. Yeah. I was like, why are they wearing their pants so high? And now I'm that guy.
You're the guy?
Yeah.
With the belt just going like that, like around your waist, see it?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm full on. Like if you lift up my shirt, it's almost above my belly button. So that's where we're at, man. This is 2025.
2025, Matt. The upgraded fit.
Upgraded fit. Check out my fit.
Yeah.
What you wearing?
What you wearing?
I got my handmade survival bracelet, my Carhartt shirt, and I got my pants above my belly button.
Yeah. If you guys start getting this shit from Costco, I hear it's pretty bad. Like your outfits from Costco.
wearing Kirkland sweatpants.
They're not bad.
No, it's not bad. No. I haven't given up that much. I haven't started wearing like Kirkland everything, but it'll get to that point. So today we're going to be covering some strange disappearances. I picked out 3 because there actually is a lot more than that. But I didn't want to get into like, do you know what missing 411 is?
No.
Okay, it's this guy whose name escapes me right now, and he does stuff about people missing in national parks.
Oh, shit.
But he sort of alludes that it's probably Bigfoot taking them or them walking into portals or something.
Oh.
He has a couple of documentary movies out. David Paulides, that's his name. Mm-hmm. So I stayed away from that, and I went more towards stuff where more people were eyewitnesses and all that. First person we're going to talk about is Christopher Tompkins.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring up a picture of Christopher here so you can see what he looks like. So Tompkins was working as part of a survey crew in a wooded area near County Line Road off of Warm Springs Road in Harris County, Georgia on January 25th, 2022. Oh, that's the other thing I should say. These are all pretty recent disappearances. I wanted to keep it more contemporary.
Yeah.
He was accompanied by 3 coworkers, all of whom were approximately about 50 feet apart from him. He was last seen at 1:30 p.m. And one of the other crew members looked away for a moment. And by the time he glanced in that direction again, Tompkins had disappeared. He left his work tools behind and has never been heard from again. I'm not sure exactly what sort of stuff he was doing, if it was just like clearing work along the side of the road or just like road work, but it was close to like civilization. There was roads and everything. Volunteers searched the area shortly after he disappeared, and they found one of his boots, and it was near a fence. They found a piece of blue fiber, apparently from his pants, and that was found stuck hanging by a nearby barbed wire fence as well. And 12 cents were on the ground, and they think that it fell out of his pocket.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And then in July, they found his other boot. And they didn't say specifically where. It was just in another area. This is 5 months after he disappeared. They find the other one. And then after that, they have found no other evidence of what happened.
What the fuck?
Yeah. His coworkers said that he had been acting strangely in the days prior to his disappearance. But his mother, who he lived with, said that his behavior is totally normal. So she doesn't understand what happened.
If somebody's trying to say that he just left on his own or something.
Yeah, maybe it was his mental breakdown or something like that. But I don't know if the mother's the best barometer for behavior, because you can hide a lot of behavior from a mother, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I hid a whole second life from my family like several years ago. And yeah, they didn't find out until like I was almost dead pretty much. But yeah, you can hide a lot. Trust me.
You said you had dogs, not cats.
That's all.
I thought you were a dog guy.
This whole time.
I
saw you with a leash. Ma, sorry, Ma.
Sorry, you're in Boston now? That's where you grew up?
I love cats. They're wicked smart. So, yeah, no other evidence of it. It's been, was it 23 years now since he's disappeared? Nothing. I don't know what sort of wildlife is in Georgia.
Yeah.
Do you know, like maybe bears? I guess I could find out. I
And
probably should know this before the show.
It's better live too. Fuck it. They get the news as soon as you get the news.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, but what about the boot? Did they describe if it was, because sometimes they find a shoe and then later they find a shoe, but the other shoe isn't weathered at all. It's like tossed there.
I don't know. That's a good question. Okay, so there's coyotes, bobcats. He wasn't killed by a beaver. No. American black bear.
Fuck.
I know that black bears. I'm not sure if those are the more angry of the bunch. If it's brown bears or black bears. No, Henry's in the comments. He said maybe the KKK. I don't think it was the KKK. They're not known for their stealth.
Oh, fuck.
It's hard to blend in wearing big hoods.
Yelling. Yeah.
But I just imagine like they're all working on the side of the road, and they're like, glance over. Christopher's there, and then look back, and he's gone. Like, how does that happen? And there's multiple witnesses that unless there was something that happened between those guys, maybe, and they're trying to cover it up.
Since they're the only witnesses.
Yeah, it seems like if there was some sort of foul play, there would have been more evidence or something. But yeah, it's just creepy when that kind of thing happens. I'm reading the comments. I've got the hole in these things you can't see. I can't see out of this damn thing. I can't breathe out of this thing.
I can't see in this fucking thing. I can't breathe in this fucking thing, and I can't ride in this fucking thing.
That scene in Django Unchained with the KKK is hilarious.
Oh, that's from.
Yeah.
I know. I heard about it. Like, who the fuck?
I made mine worse. All right, so the next person we're going to talk about is Daniel Robinson. Now, this is a very strange case, and this is as early as 2019, or as recent as 2019. So, Daniel graduated in 2019 as a field geologist. He started working in Buckeye, Arizona, as a hydrogeologist. I had to look this up. It's a person that studies groundwater and how it interacts with the environment and the water supply. So Daniel is 24 years old. Daniel was a black man who was born without a right arm just below the middle of his forearm. So is like born from birth with this defect in his arm. Yeah. June 23rd, 2021, Daniel leaves his job site in Buckeye. And we know this because he had just met a new coworker and they saw him leave the job site. Fast forward to July 19th, a local rancher was riding around on his property and found a Jeep rolled over. So you could see that right there.
Okay.
Found a Jeep rolled over on its side in a shallow ravine. The airbags had gone off, and it looked like the driver had been wearing a seatbelt. They found Daniel's cell phone. They found his wallet. They found his keys, and they found his clothes. But they found no sign of Daniel. Fast forward to later in July, investigators find a human skull just south of where the Jeep had rolled over. And they thought, okay, well, this is it. We found Daniel.
Yeah.
They do a DNA test. It's not Daniel. It's somebody else's skull.
Fuck.
Yeah. It gets weirder, dude. They end up searching up to 70 square miles of that area using UTVs, drones, helicopters, and cadaver dogs. And they were even using robots to search old mine shafts nearby. After a while, the Robinson family hires a private investigator by the name of Jeff McGrath. And McGrath comes to the theory that the scene had been staged, the scene with the Jeep and everything.
Yeah.
He checked the sensors in the Jeep, and it showed that someone had tried to turn the ignition 46 times. 11 of those times were done after the airbags were deployed. So he doesn't know if maybe there was some car trouble or something.
Yeah.
But he, for some reason, someone kept trying to restart the car, and there was some sort of incident where the airbags were deployed, and then someone kept trying to start the car after that fact 11 times.
Yeah. And then it's on its side somehow.
McGrath found red paint on the Jeep that looked like it had been transferred from another vehicle during an accident. This is the really strange part, though. After the disappearance, someone broke into Daniel's apartment and ransacked the closet and got access to his laptop. The family had to convince the forensics department to look into it. And they found that someone was just looking through his search history and, quote, fooling around on his computer. Just doesn't really add up.
Yeah.
They announced that he had been texting with a girl that he met while driving for Instacart. And through the text messages, they saw that he had shown up a few times to her house uninvited. So he was sort of infatuated with her. And he kept showing up and trying to make something happen, and she just shut him down. So his coworkers said that because of this rejection, they think that he was suicidal. But there's other people that were close to Daniel, and they said, no, it wasn't true. He wasn't suicidal at all. It was just something that happened, you know? If anyone drives for Instacart, please don't stalk anybody.
I thought you were going to say, if anyone drives for Instacart, let us know if you're suicidal.
I thought you were going to make a joke and say, if anyone drives for Instacart, I could really use some noodles right now.
Actually, that does sound good.
It sounds pretty good. Now, this is the part that's craziest to me. So they found that first skull, and it doesn't match. Then we're going forward to November 2021. They find another set of human remains, and they're like, okay, this is Daniel.
Yeah.
They do a DNA test. Doesn't match.
Not Daniel.
So, like, in the process of looking for Daniel, they found two different bodies. Shit. And I tried looking into it, and I didn't see, like, what the progress was on that, like, who these bodies belong to. I probably could have found it if I looked a little bit longer. But yeah, it's just, I realize it's a desolate place, but like, what are the chances you're going to find two bodies while searching for somebody else, you know?
Yeah. So, two different people that nobody knows where they were, because they didn't recover the body. So that's like 3 missing people right there.
Or the rancher's just killing people on his property. Like, no, never seen them.
They're on his lawn again.
I really got to pick a different accent for all of my witnesses. They all sound like they're from the deep south.
Those are pretty good.
Well, I reckon I saw some people. Well,
Fooling around over there.
fooling around up yonder. So since then, the family has made it known that they think the Buckeye PD did not do enough to locate Daniel. And the PI, McGrath, that they hired said there was some insufficiencies in the investigation as well. Henry's case, or Daniel's case, got some more light recently during, remember Gabby Petito? They just had that documentary that came out. It was that girl that was sort of an influencer that was killed by her boyfriend. There was that manhunt for her boyfriend. Yeah. So
I think there's some shit on Netflix about that.
Yeah, they just new documentary just came out. It's supposed to be good, but I'm just true crimed up to the gills. I can't handle anything else right now. It gets to be a lot after a while. Like I don't trust anybody anymore, dude. I always wonder, like, if someone I've met is a serial killer or something.
You know, anybody that like maybe cleans restaurants or whatever. Yeah.
Could be any sort of cleaner. Yeah. Maybe they're mild mannered. For sure, they've tasted human flesh before.
It's likely, you know.
So, there was some controversy because there was so much coverage of Gabby's death or disappearance and death, and the family was like, "See, this is what happens: a white woman goes missing." And there's tons of coverage, but here you have a young black man who goes missing, and there's nothing to be found about it. There's very little coverage. There wasn't a lot of investigation. I don't know. I can't speak for the investigation itself, how thorough it was. I mean, they say they searched 70 square miles, but how well was it done? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know Arizona can be pretty racist. Some people call it a purple state. I would consider it a red state. But
yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah, it seems like there's this idea with police work that someone that they don't want to search for or don't want to investigate is known as the lesser dead, like prostitutes or people of color. Yeah, it's not like a high priority. So the family set up a GoFundMe to help with the search. But yeah, as of now, there's no news. Daniel's still missing. So it's just a strange case. I just thought it was so strange that they find these two bodies while looking for him as well. And what are the chances, you know?
Yeah, two different ones.
And the engine thing is strange. Like,
oh yeah, that shit.
Like trying to start the engine over and over again. I don't know if maybe I had this theory like he was having car trouble and maybe someone didn't see him on the road and came by. Maybe his car was stalled in the road and hit him and knocked him into the ravine and then maybe killed him and took his body to hide it. And, maybe tried to start the car and decided like, just leave it, we'll turn it over on side. We'll just leave it. But what do I know? I'm not an investigator.
I mean, it's a good guess.
It might be. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, it's just very strange. Did I tell you I had to, we were taking phone calls.
Yeah.
I ended up getting rid of my main phone line right here.
The bat phone?
I wired it into the system so we can take calls directly through the computer now.
Okay, pretty good.
Yeah. Should we take a call?
Open the phone line.
Open the phone lines? All right. So if anyone wants to call in, just dial the number that's flashing on the screen and you'll see it later on YouTube. Not right now.
Nobody knew that.
All right. So phone lines are open. Hello, you're on the air.
Oh, hi. Hello. Wow. Okay. Hi. Pretty cool. My name is Harry Bowles.
Do you have a comment or a question?
Okay. Yeah. So I heard you mention robots.
Did we mention robots?
Yeah, Minecraft robots. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I happen to
Mineshaft.
know quite a bit about robotry, and I would be happy to address any questions or concerns you might have.
I think we're good. Gabriel, you have any questions?
Nope.
Well, essentially, you can program robots to do anything these days. It's very cool. Now, with the addition of AI, they can have learned behavior and adapt to your every need. So, for example, the robot can learn how often you need to buy milk, and then it can go to the store for you.
Actually, that's sort of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's very, very cool. Very cool. And it can also, for example, break into any government system and collect private information on everyone in the country and decide where that person's money should go. It can also babysit your 14 kids or even sweep the floor. Oh, wow. Here comes my personal robot now. Hello, XJ3.
Hello, Master. You look very handsome this evening.
Wow. Thank you. Very cool of you to say.
President Elon, you are the sexiest man in the world.
Okay.
You are so powerful.
That's enough. That's private time talk.
King Elon, your body is so ripped. You don't look like a
Okay,
pasty fish. You are the best at
no,
video
don't
games
say that.
and sex.
No.
Your
no.
penis is number
Power
one.
down now.
Fucking nerd, dude.
Yeah.
Did it say Elon? President
yeah.
Elon?
That's what the robot said.
That's what the robot said. Yeah, for sure.
Cricket penis.
And then it said King Elon.
And
But
then
that guy said his name was Harry Ball, so
no, somebody else. The robot must be mistaken.
obviously the robot's mistaken.
But he's talking about Minecraft.
Yeah, well, I
Just
said
Social
mine
Security.
shaft,
Yeah.
and he thought I said Minecraft. That's silly.
What a guy.
What a guy. He's in charge of our government. All right, we're going to get a little bit dark here, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to talk to you about Juan Pedro Martinez. Okay. 6 a.m., June 25th, 1986. A Volvo F12 truck carrying pure sulfuric acid came barreling down Somosierra mountain pass in Madrid, Spain. Witnesses said it looked as though the Volvo's brakes were not working, and the Volvo swiped a car as it passed and knocked a mirror off. So it's just flying down the mountain road.
Yeah.
And then it pushed another car from behind until it was forced off the road. Finally, the Volvo smashed into an oncoming vehicle, causing it to overturn, and it spilled sulfuric acid all over the road.
Shit.
So rescue workers show up on scene, and they start trying to rescue any trapped drivers. They poured sand and lime on the acid to try to neutralize it.
Yeah.
3 hours pass. They find a man and a woman, later identified as Andres and Carmen Martinez, in the Volvo, in the cab of the Volvo. They're dead and they're covered in acid. Later that day, they call Carmen's mother and inform her of the deaths of her daughter and son-in-law. And she goes, "And what about the boy? Tell me the boy's all right." And the investigators, no one understands what she's asking about.
Yeah.
So the boy she's talking about is 10-year-old Juan Pedro Martinez. He is the only child of Andres and Carmen. And he had gone with his father on trips before, but never one quite this long. His dad had said that he would bring him on this trip as long as he got good grades, and Juan did. He ended up getting good grades, so he's like, "All right, come on this trip with us to Madrid for this job that I'm doing." The morning of June 24th, Andres, Carmen, and Juan pack up into the Volvo, and they left for, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Cartagena? Cartagena? I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up.
Okay.
It's pretty good Spanish, though, right?
I think so.
You can say it's shitty. It's all right.
I think you're better off not speaking Spanish.
Cartagena. Examiners found children's cassette tapes and children's clothes in the back, but no trace of Juan. They searched the surrounding area and rubble for days, and they found nothing. So they start looking at the scene, and they're like, well, all this acid was being carried. It spilled everywhere. Maybe Juan was dissolved in the acid somehow, and chemists said there was no way that this could happen. Sulfuric acid doesn't work that fast. It couldn't have dissolved his body that quickly and left no trace.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what if he landed in like a low spot of the road and the acid pooled up in an area and he sort of fell into that pool? But they said it would take at least 24 hours for the soft tissue to be dissolved and probably around 5 days to even damage the bones.
Yeah.
This isn't like a fucking movie where someone gets thrown into a barrel. They just immediately yeah. Also, his hair, nails, and teeth and clothing would have been still left over afterwards. Some people thought that Juan was dazed in the accident and wandered off, but he probably would have had a lot of injuries, and probably from the acid as well, he would have been burned and he would be seen by somebody. Investigators knew that they had reached their scheduled stop, including a stop at a gas station and a hotel, because they checked the tachometer on the car. A waiter said that he saw the family. They came and went into a restaurant. So when they were looking at the tachometer, here's the strange thing. They made 12 extremely short stops during the going up of the hill, and the shortest one lasting like maybe 20 seconds.
Okay. Truck
drivers that were on the road said most likely you can only stop once or twice on that road. Like there's no traffic jam that morning, and there's no reason to stop that many times. They thought, well, it's probably something happened to the brakes. That's why they crashed. They check the brakes of the Volvo, and the brakes were not damaged at all. So Andres, for some reason, was speeding on his own through that mountain.
Yeah.
The strangest thing that came up during the investigation was comes from a truck driver. Truck driver was run off the road by the Volvo, and the driver stated that he saw a white Nissan van stop by his vehicle immediately after the accident. Then a man with a mustache and foreign accent got out with a blonde woman. He was told not to worry and that she was a nurse, and she checked his injuries and then moved on to the vehicle that hit the Volvo head on and disappeared from sight. And it was also said that 2 shepherds that were in the area saw the white van stop by the Volvo, and a Nordic-looking man and woman stepped out dressed in doctor's clothing. They picked a package up from the wreckage and disappeared. So the police attempted to locate the shepherds, but they didn't find any in the area that had that same story. So I'm not sure where the story of the shepherds came from, because they were never able to locate the actual witnesses that said that. So I don't know if it's just word of mouth. But to this day, there's been no trace of Juan Pedro. There have been a few unconfirmed sightings of him after he went missing, but after investigating, none of them were valid. When I first read this, it seemed very much like a drug deal type thing. Or, you know what I mean? Like the people showing up immediately after and then just disappearing and picking up a package.
Like taking something.
Yeah. I couldn't figure out why they were hauling sulfuric acid.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he was just running a transport gig for somebody. But usually, I mean, I don't know how things are in other countries, but usually there's heavy regulations on hauling sulfuric acids or any sort of acids.
Yeah.
Like you have to have all the markings on your truck and all that stuff. And then like them showing up and checking on one person and leaving, and get 2 different stories from 2 different eyewitnesses. I don't know if it's a trafficking thing. Like maybe Juan was taken into trafficking.
Yeah. And what's up with all the little stops too, you know?
All the little stops. that they can't figure out why they would do that. By all accounts, the Volvo is in perfectly working condition, so there's no reason to keep stopping on a road. It's the same sort of weird thing that happened with Daniel Robinson, where like his car's not starting, like 46 times trying to start his car.
Yeah.
There's, by all accounts, there's no reason to stop that much on the road. It's the white van with the two people popping out all of a sudden that really gets to me. And that no one can track those people down. But I don't think that he was dissolved in acid.
It doesn't seem like it. You know,
No.
they found other people, right?
Yeah.
So he would have been as bad as they were, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And sulfuric acid will burn the shit out of you, but it's not going to burn you that fast. I'm not a chemistry major, by the way. I'm just speculating.
You watch Breaking Bad.
I watched Breaking Bad once. It was awesome.
That's all you need. That's all we need for it. Yeah, fuck. Like, what if these people just got what they deserve? You know, what if they did something to this kid?
Maybe. Yeah. I'm gonna bring up a photo of his parents. Hold on a second. So this is his parents.
Okay.
They look like cool people.
Looks like the mom a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, it actually does. Yeah, he looks like the mom. I don't know. The whole thing, as soon as I read it, I was like, oh, there's some sort of drug deal going on.
Yeah,
But-
like, who comes in before the police to like just retrieve some shit and then leave, you know?
Yeah, and immediately it's like, oh, we're doctors. And they just grab a package and leave.
Fuck. Yeah, what if he was a package, right? Like you're saying. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, it's in the 80s. There was a lot of like stranger danger thing going on, but I don't know how prevalent trafficking was in those days.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just an interesting case, and I wanted to do something outside of America. So
No,
Yeah.
this one, there's a lot of parts to it.
there's a lot of parts to it. So yeah, those are the three cases I have. If I can find some other strange ones in the future, I'll try to put something together. There are a couple of strange ones that might have alien connections. I didn't know if you wanted to get into that, so I held off on those this week. But
No aliens.
no aliens this time. I wanted to stick to real life stuff.
Yeah. Well, aliens are not real life.
Well, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Short show. If everyone can like and subscribe and do all that fucking shit. I'm so sick of saying that because something ever happens.
Try to subscribe and then like it.
Yeah. Smash that like button.
You gotta flip it.
Like and comment below.
Oh wait, which one? This one, right?
One of those. Yeah. You're
Where
good.
it's gonna be like, comment.
Yeah. I want to see if I could get 10,000 comments, I will fucking eat a frog live on air.
That's it.
That's it.
If you want to see that,
If you want to see that, do that then. All right, everybody. Have a good night.
All right, guys.